We are live, gentlemen. Let's get this party started.
Gonna make it do what it do, baby.
Let's
Talking
have some
sports
fun.
with a 12th man, another edition. Here we are.
Thursday, December the 18th, we're kicking off live. Man, we're having some fun. Rob Ford, Gary, your boy Dre. Shout out to JQ. Hope everything is well with your
Absolutely.
doors over there. I know he lost his phone, so we'll get him back. And man, we were hoping to have Richard in shit with us, but apparently, Gary, you know what happened? He just kind of couldn't make it, or what?
Yeah, he had some engagement tonight. He was very disappointed, though. He really wanted to join us.
Will he join us in the chat, you think, or what?
No, I don't. He's not going to be able to. He'll watch it after, but no, he won't be able to join. I don't think he's going to join us in the chat as well.
Well, like you said, we appreciate his support as always, and yeah, like I said, it's always. I was looking forward to seeing what Richard looks like. I was kind of curious, hey, what does Richard look like? It's always one of those things too, man. So we enjoy that. We enjoy the listeners. We enjoy everyone kind of popping in and telling their thoughts. Shout out to Jill, everyone that is pretty consistent with us. Appreciate that. Dukes of the world, Marcy, Gina, everyone that is always here that's supporting us.
Yes.
Run and. Yeah, it's good to get some shout outs in there. Also, me and Naj have been going back and forth, believe it or not. So hopefully we'll get Naj on one of these times too. I think he has a unique work schedule. So I don't know enough about Naj, but he cracks me up. But, Naj was one of the originals too, man. So
Yeah,
shout out to him. He always makes me laugh. He makes all of us laugh with his commentary. So, another person that we want to give some love and shout outs to as well.
his perspective on whatever we're talking about is it's always epic.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So Thursday night blitz, gentlemen. You know how we always like to do. We're going to go around the room and around the horn, as they say, and kind of check in with everyone. And I'll start with you, Mr. Rob Ford. How you feel this evening, sir?
Hey, man, doing great, man. Ready to talk some sports with you guys. We got a lot to talk about in the sports world, and all is good.
All is well. There it is. We were waiting for it, Gary. We're going to see if he says it a little later. But Gary, how you feeling this evening, sir?
Hey, I'm doing good. I just want to remind everyone that you gotta pay attention out there. This time of year, we've got so many things going on with friends and family and parties and Christmas shopping and holiday things. Sometimes we put ourselves on autopilot when we get in our car and we drive and we get home. We're like, how did we get here? You don't even remember. So put yourself in the moment, folks. Get yourself to wherever you're going safely.
There it is.
Yep.
And be safe out there for this holiday season.
That's a great message for everyone, for sure.
Absolutely. And as somebody that DJs, and I'm all over the map.
Safety first.
And I definitely know that too. So yeah, just just it's tough, right? Because this is kind of my favorite time of the year. I love Christmas music. I love everyone seems to be nicer and in better mood, if you will. But it is something to definitely be cognizant of, as far as there's some people that are without, unfortunately. So they may want to, into trying to be Scrooges and stealing some of that too, which is tough, man, because they're in a probably tough situation too. But just keep your head, obviously about you, and make sure you don't leave stuff just open in your car, and that happens a lot. So everyone's just like, hey, here's some gifts.
There's so many people out here that that have a tough time during the holidays, whether it's loss of loved ones or their own health situations or whatever it could be in their lives. And sometimes just some kindness goes a long way, and you don't know when that person is just on their last bit of whatever they have left in their souls and with their mental health. And so just be nice to someone. You may really be making a difference in their lives. So just do that. Make an effort to do that, everyone.
We love it. Little public service announcement for sure. So we're having fun. So we want to really just emphasize that and just kind of talk about a couple things tonight on this as we get ready for Christmas next week. If you celebrate, and the holiday season is upon us. So really quickly, we're going to throw out how to find us, how to follow us, all those fun things. That always reminds me to go ahead and put the crawl up there. If you guys didn't know, we're live. Obviously, you've got us, obviously minus JQ. But Follow us on a couple of things. We are on X or Twitter, which is at the number 12, THMAN Sports. We're on Facebook, which we're streaming live. Go to facebook.com/talking sports with the 12th man, or if you type in 12th man sports, you'll find us as well. And last but not least, we are on YouTube at another 12th man sports. We're excited about the future. We're going to, again, expand the channel. We're just kind of getting our sea legs going, and we've been doing this for a couple of weeks, so we're excited about the future. So stay tuned, gentlemen, and all of our listeners as well, too. So we got a lot of fun things to talk about, and let's kind of kick it off, obviously, with some things that are happening kind of currently right now. We're looking at the Rams versus the Seahawks. The stakes, Rob, Gary, the winner takes sole possession of the NFC West lead. It looks like right now the Rams are doing some things, obviously.
Seahawks just cut it to 2.
Seahawks just scored again.
Scored again. Oh, my goodness.
Right now.
Oh, my goodness.
It should be going for 2, I would imagine. I'm not able to see it.
Wow.
Right now it's 30-28. They're going for 2.
This is nuts. Okay. Well, like you said, the winner takes sole possession of the NFC West lead right now, too. Both these teams.
2-point conversion fails, so Rams up 30-28.
Yeah. So both teams 11-3, gentlemen. I know. Shout out to Gary. I know your dad was a huge Rams fan. My girl Kim, she's a Seahawks fan. So we'll see how this plays out too, man. So this is interesting, guys. We can kind of talk about this as well. I was kind of keeping an eye on what's happening with Clint Kubiak. The offense had some challenges the week before versus the Colts. And Clint was supposed to be one of those names as far as a potential head coaching potential person. I don't know if it's going to happen now. I mean, we'll see how the season is still has to wrap up. But I don't know if you have any thoughts on that as far as the game and kind of what this is going to what's going to happen as far as with the Rams and whatnot.
I don't think Clint Kubiak is ready to be a head coach yet, in my opinion.
Okay.
I'd like to see him have a little more success as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Before we start putting him, I know his dad was a head coach. I mean, he's still a young guy too, in his 30s. Mm-hmm. I'm sure at some point he probably will.
Yeah.
But I'm not putting him in that category just yet, as far as being the guy that we want to consider to be a head coach yet.
Okay.
I'm probably jumping the gun here, but I would be looking at more of a guy like Joe Brady.
Yeah.
Buffalo. Obviously, I think he's definitely one of those guys. And, even though the Commanders are not having a good year this year, most of that's due to injuries, but I think Cliff Kingsbury, second time around, could be a good coaching, candidate, going forward as well. So those are definitely 2 names that I would definitely consider, from a coaching standpoint. If you're looking at Todd Monken for the Ravens, I think could be a guy.
He's a little older. I know he's like 59, Rob, so you're kind of worried about that. Obviously you looked at the Van Josephs of the world. There's a couple. Keep going. I love it. Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you look at some defensive guys. Kelvin Shepard, Detroit. Matt Burke for the Houston Texans.
Brian
Flores. Yeah, I like that.
I'd love to see him on the Cowboys staff.
Wow. Defensive guy or head coach, Gary?
Well, defensive guy.
Okay. I don't know if he wants to make that lateral move, but okay.
Well, I don't think that would be a lateral move. I really don't.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
You think defensive coordinator with the Vikings, the defensive coordinators with the Cowboys is a promotion?
Because I think it would be a promotion because he would probably have a title with that of head coach or something and more money and.
But historically though, coordinators are not like assistant head coaches. They normally put a position coach as an assistant head coach.
I can see them do that for this guy. He's got the talent to where if something were to happen and they went away from Shoddy, that this is a guy that I would love to see. Yeah. Be in the organization.
Mm-hmm.
This is interesting. I was talking to Marcy today about this, and this is something that I've come to an interesting realization as I mature. Is like the more things change, the more things stay the same, right? And what I mean by that, I mean like if you get somebody new in there, Gary, you're going to have to kind of adapt the defense again, and you kind of have another shift, right? So Matt Eberflus, you may not like what he's doing, and then you get another guy in there, maybe he's going to shift it. Could be good, it could be bad. You never know. So, He may have to take a step back to get a little better because I'm going to bring in new terminology, or this is kind of how I build defense. Maybe I like, a Tampa 2, or maybe I like more of a 3-4. So that's something to kind of think about.
Well, it couldn't get any worse than giving up 30 points a game.
Yeah, I mean,
30 points a game, scoring 30 points a game, or 29 points a game, and giving up 30 points a game.
You've had some ups and downs.
That's just not.
Because the Cowboys were looking dangerous. They handle business against the Cowboys. Excuse me, the Eagles, and they come back and you've had a couple of challenges but I get it. I mean, I'm just coming from you. Like, this is like, as not like I've turned the corner or anything, but it's just kind of like you kind of sit back and you kind of see where everyone is going. And I know, Rob, you've made these comments as far as hey, Raheem should get another year or stuff like that, and that may be the case, right? Because they may be like, you know what, we it's a lot easier to keep him around than start fresh and kind of rebuild, and we may not like that, but it may make sense to kind of keep it as is and kind of do some tweaks here and there, because that's you hear that, but that's just kind of how it seems like, if you will. So
I think the thing you have to think about too, when you fire coaches too soon, and what does that mean for the next guy? I mean, can you attract an elite coach to come there if they feel like they're only going to get 2 years to build their program? So, I mean, you have to. I personally believe unless you go 0-17 or 1-16 or 2-15, and everything in the organization is just completely falling apart, I just still feel like you got to give a guy at least 3 years to put their program in place. And if you fire a guy after 1 year or after 2 years, and then you go out and try, I mean, look, there's only 32 of these jobs, so you will be able to hire someone, right?
Yeah.
But the elite coaches are going to be like, well, why should I come if you're not only going to give me 2 years to build my program, right?
Yeah.
Give me a reason why I should trust you, that you're going to believe in me to build my program for at least 3 years. Yeah. And I think as organizations, sometimes you have to think about that too, right? So, by the way, Seattle did tie the game up. They must have got a second chance for a 2-point conversion. And with the initial try, they failed, but it's 30-30.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. So good stuff.
I'm not exactly sure what happened either on that.
58-yard punt return for a touchdown. Sam Darnold, the big question is, can he, win the big games? He's got 2 turnovers in this game today. Matthew Stafford playing like an MVP candidate, but Seattle's they keep finding other ways to have an impact on the game, special teams, defense, even with Sam Darnold's struggle. I mean, he's got a touchdown pass, but he's also got 2 interceptions in this game.
Yeah, good call, Rob. And I think just to kind of put a bow, we're going to talk about some predictions real quick, and we'll let Gary keep track of all the things that's happening too. Just that is a definitely good point. I think for us, hopefully, by that third year, you kind of learn some things too. Because I think from us, if we'll let bygones be bygones, if we're like, you know what, hopefully you learn from your mistakes, my guy. Play some people in the preseason, change your offensive coordinator. That's what you're hoping for, and get rid of your special teams guy because it's clearly not working. We're a running team. Don't try to force something into that square hole. So that's what you're hoping for. You're hoping for learning, and we're going to learn from Kirk Cousins because we may actually freaking renegotiate his contract. He may be back. Who knows? This is how crazy what's happening here. But we're not going to talk about it. I apologize. It's just crazy how things. Hey, we're just joking.
You got to think about too. When is Penix going to be back next year? Is he going to be back at the start of the season? Is he going to miss the first month of the season? Coming off of a torn ACL.
Yeah.
Those are things you got to think about at the quarterback position. So you could definitely be right that. They're going to need Cousins going into next year. Because
there was a conference, he was like,
yeah, all right. I mean,
but that's the thing. Like, it's like he's not going to be elite, but he's going to be decent. So you're like, all right, well, I mean, at least he's played. At least we're not like.
He played well last week against Tampa.
Yeah, that's what you want from a backup quarterback, to just maintain and.
Backup, Gary. He's going to be the guy, Gary. That's what's happening going into the next. Because Penix may not be ready. We may have to draft a quarterback this year again. Who knows? Because we don't know if Penix is going to come back. You don't know. You never know.
Well, and the thing with Penix is he's already had knee issues in college.
Yeah. Yeah,
The guy's got all the talent in the world.
It's just not.
I mean,
It's
he's
just
got a rocket for an arm.
it's a gamble, man. You never
But
know
you
what's
just
going to happen.
gotta
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
him
He's got the
upright.
arm talent for sure.
yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm not going to hijack with that. So let's get to some predictions, guys. Obviously, I don't know. Who did we pick? Did we all pick the Rams for this game? Coming into this, do you have a list of that, Gary? As far as who we picked for this one,
Yes, we did.
we all picked the Rams.
Yeah.
We all picked the Rams. Okay, interesting. All right.
I'm not sure if we picked that game
Did we pick the
because
game? I
I
thought we
think we did.
because it wasn't. We only picked last weekend's games.
did. We okay.
I don't think. We
Oh
picked
no,
the Rams.
you're right. We didn't. We didn't.
Okay.
Let me.
My apologies. We figured that this is a must win for the Rams because obviously, well, they're not going to play around, but it's going to be very, to say the least, too. So
It's really a must win for both teams because, as you mentioned at the start of the show, it's for first place in the NFC West, but it's also for first place in the entire NFC.
Right.
The number one seed.
Yeah.
So this is a huge Thursday night. It's got to be the biggest Thursday night game of the season.
Yeah, we talked about Matthew Stafford. He's the heavy MVP favorite right now. Obviously, they're out there without Devontae Adams. But again, we'll see how this plays out currently right now. Let's talk about some interesting things. Let's talk about the Packers and the Bears. And I thought the last time I checked, and please check me, that the Green Bay was a slight 1.5 favorite. We have to verify this. And again, the challenge is like, look at Marcy. Yeah, he's not the guy. Yeah, that's what she thinks. The thing about the Packers, are they really, because of what happened to
Phoenix is not the guy.
Yeah, she hears me all the time talking about this.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Green Bay. Are they reeling a little bit because of Micah Parsons? I know they were Super Bowl favorites with Micah.
Absolutely.
And so now they're going to have to kind of reset, if you will. And right now they're going against a Bears team that's pretty resurgent, guys. They're playing, pretty confidently. What are your thoughts on this particular game? Like I said, it looks like, if I'm not looking at this, like, Green Bay is still a slight 1.5 favorite. Jordan Love's trying to keep everything going. So what say you? Who wants to take this? You want to take this first, Rob?
I'm going with the Bears in this one. Look, I know the Packers beat them a few weeks ago in Green Bay. Mm-hmm. But, man, Chicago dominated that game in the second half, even though they lost. And I think the way Chicago runs the ball, the way they're protecting Caleb Williams, and the Bears, believe it or not, is playing really good defense under Dennis Allen. And, when you look at this Green Bay Packer team, Tucker Kraft, the number one weapon on offense, is out. Micah Parsons is out on defense. They traded Kenny Clark to the Cowboys. And, look, they still are actually performing offense on the top 5 level without Tucker Kraft, surprisingly. But Christian Watson, their deep threat. And if you look at the Green Bay Packers, Christian Watson is not an elite receiver, but for some reason their offense is better when he plays. Because and the reason why I say that is because he's a deep threat and he stretches the field.
Yeah.
And so not having him in this game, so you got Christian Watson, Tucker Kraft, Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Chicago likes to run the ball. You don't have Kenny Clark in this game. I like the Bears at home in this one. I think that crowd is going to be lit. Chicago hasn't been this entrenched at this point in the season in quite some time. I just think that's going to be a great environment. I think Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen going to have that team ready to play. And I like the Bears in this game. I'm going to go 24-17 Chicago.
I'd put a little note by Green Bay with all their injuries, and you spoke of them. And Chicago playing at home, and just like you said, Rob, they haven't had anything to cheer about for a long time. And it seems like Caleb Williams has that thing in the down, in the fourth quarter, or just when you need a play. He seems like he's that guy that can spark his team and get it done. And that's why I'm going with Chicago, and I'm going with the same score.
What was the score, Rob?
24-17.
24-17. Yeah, I mean, I kind of, in spite of all the distractions, what's going on with the stadium and whatnot too, I'm going to go with the Bears too. I'm going to go a little closer. I think it's going to be a little close. I think it's going to be like a close game. I think it's going to be like a 27-26, kind of one of those games, like a closer game. I think it's going to be like one of those close games, I think, so that's just me.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
Good call. Hey, you mentioned about the new stadium. Kevin Warren, the CEO and president for the Bears, says they're widening their search for a new stadium to possibly Indiana.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
saw that.
I
Why
know.
would you move like Soldier Field?
Is
Is like
that real? Is that really?
Well, I mean,
that sounds like a short position.
Chicago suburbs bleed into Indiana,
Right.
and so I mean, you could say as far as Gary, Indiana is considered a Chicago suburb.
Yeah.
So
Really?
look,
Gary,
the New
Indiana.
York Giants and the Jets play
yeah.
in Jersey.
Great place.
That's the west side of the state. Believe it or not, I'm from Indianapolis, which is more the center. You got
Yeah.
Lafayette, which is more south, and then you got Gary, which is definitely Kokomo. You kind of take you got to take a drive. So it's just funny how that. And my dad was born in Chicago too, which is hilarious. So it's like that's the whole. But he wasn't an embarrassment. He was actually a Green Bay Packer fan. I don't even know how that even happened, but
Wow,
that's craziness.
But Kevin Warren used to be the commissioner of the Big Ten, and he's the CEO and president of the Chicago Bears now. So he's the one that expanded the Big Ten all the way to California, Oregon, and Washington.
Yeah.
With adding USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington.
Wow.
So you're talking about a guy who has a clear vision of expansion. So he put it out there. But these kind of things you got to think about too. He's putting pressure on the city of Chicago.
Understood.
He's putting pressure on Cook County. He's putting pressure on the state of Illinois.
Of course he is.
And you can't take him for granted because, like I said, he's the one that expanded the Big Ten all the way to the West Coast. So you got to believe him when he says it.
Yeah, it's interesting. All right, gentlemen, let's get to this next game, and this is a great game, man. You got the AFC champ. You got some AFC situations here. You got the 9-5, Jags at the 12-2 Broncos, and this is a pretty interesting thing. And I used to talk a lot of crap about Taylor Lawrence, but now I can't anymore because he literally dismantled
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence. 6 touchdowns against the Jets. Bo Nix kind of dismantled the Packers with 4 touchdowns. So this is actually a lot better game than I anticipated. And my apologies, Trevor Lawrence. I was talking a lot of shit, and we can't anymore, man. So you talk about just how coaching is. This is going to be a great game, instance too. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know if they've entered the top 10 conversation just yet. We can talk about that too, guys. Obviously, with Patrick Mahomes going down, we can talk about that too. But Bo Nix has been very efficient. We talk about how great coaching is, and as much as I hate Sean Payton, he's a great coach. And
he's a great quarterback coach.
He's a great quarterback coach, and he's got Bo Nix playing each week. He kind of like adds some stuff into the repertoire. And Bo Nix is, the maturity is just continuing showing. So great defense, as you know. There's going to be a new AFC representative because the Chiefs have been officially eliminated. So we're going to have a pretty new team on the AFC side, guys. So we can talk about this game and just how those implications too. I like the Broncos in this. Not that I'm hating on Trevor Lawrence, but that defense is great, man. So we'll see how it plays out. And you're a mile high too, so that's kind of another notch as far as I know that Sean Payton will have the Broncos ready to play.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like Denver in this game. And this time of year, especially, it's tough to go in Denver. I was just in Denver on last night and earlier today. And, man, it's cold. And it's windy. And this team coming in from Florida, playing in that mile-high conditions, right? I'm going with the Denver Broncos in this game. I will say, to Andre's point, Trevor Lawrence is having a phenomenal year.
Yes.
You got to give credit to Lee and Corum and what they're doing. It's another example of why you can never give up on quarterbacks too soon, right?
There it is.
These guys just take a little longer. This guy was #1 pick overall in the draft. We knew he had the talent, knew he had the potential.
Yep.
And this is one of his best years in his career. Another thing about Jacksonville, defensively, they're playing outstanding. They're one of the best defenses against the run in the league this year. Now, that being said, Bo Nix is playing well.
Yep.
Denver defense is playing just as well, right? Yeah. And they're at home. So I got to go with the Broncos in this one. And I actually think Bo Nix and Trevor Lawrence both are playing like top 10 quarterbacks this year. Nice. When you look at what they're doing from there, I mean, Denver's 12-2, Jacksonville's 10-4, and a lot of that's from their quarterback play. Bo Nix has been outstanding in the fourth quarter this year, right? He's been clutch. and on the money down, third down in the fourth
The
quarter.
problem that I have with Bo Nix though is some of his play the other three quarters. He turns it on in the fourth quarter.
Doesn't matter, Gary. Doesn't matter. You got.
Well, it doesn't matter now. It's going to matter.
Okay.
As you get to the playoffs.
Okay. But this past week, he was outstanding the whole game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was. Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about. You all have seen that show where he's hasn't played up to par, and then all of a sudden
missed the field goal. Seattle got a chance to go down the field and win it. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
Keep it going, Rob. No, this is not. It just goes to show, and I kind of understand where you're coming from, Gary, too, as far as like you don't want to put your team in a hole. The flip side of that is you can become captain comeback because you have the ability to make those throws, and that's something that as much as I crap on Kirk Cousins, he made some late throws because you're hitting those throws. Now everyone's got to do certain things. You want to put yourself in that position that you have to make those throws. But again, if you've got ice water in your veins to deliver, then that's a whole other conversation, man. So,
Rob, what's your score on that game? You got Denver, and what's the score?
I got 23-20 Denver.
I got 27-21.
Denver.
It could be a field goal game too. I'm not mad at Rob. So you're picking the Broncos too, Gary?
I'm picking the Broncos too. I think that both quarterbacks are playing good. I don't have either one of them. I mean, in certain games they've played top 10, but I went through CBS, ESPN, NFL, and several other outlets, and about the average for Lawrence was they had him ranked 17, and Bo they had him at 21. So those guys who analyze this shit for a living don't have those guys very high.
Okay,
but I'm thinking Denver in this.
To me, if you're looking at this play this year, I have to put them both in the top 10 this year. Whether or not we envision them as top 10 in the totality of their league, but if you look at the play this year, I have them in the top 10. I mean, okay. I don't know how we can name 20 quarterbacks that's playing better than Bo Nix and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just going by what they. And their opinions just like ours. We just go off of what we see and what we read, and we look up the stats, and I completely agree with when you've got your teams and they're playoff teams, and they're winning. How can you put other quarterbacks out there, whether it's Mahomes, whether it's Burrows, whether it's Prescott, whether it's
Allen,
other guys? How can you put them ahead of them? And all of them have.
But that's the thing, Gary. That's a good point because you got to think about what's happening now. So go ahead, Rob. I don't want to take your thunder there. Go ahead, sir.
Well, like I said, I'm saying this year. Now, historically, I'm not going to put either one of these guys over Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. But this year, I am.
Interesting.
Joe Burrow hadn't played enough games this year. Lamar Jackson has been average at best this year.
He's been hurt.
I put both of those. Just look at it. I'm about to name some quarterbacks that they are playing better than this year. Tua. He just got benched.
Well, that's bottom. Come on.
Whoever's been playing at the Jets quarterback.
Yeah, that's
two teams right there.
Yeah.
Every team in the entire AFC North, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Joe Flacco, whoever the Browns have thrown out there, right? Well, these guys, that's like 6 teams right there, right?
Rob,
I'm not done.
You picked the bottom.
Better than C.J. Stroud.
Oh, well, he's been hurt.
Daniel Jones is hurt.
Yeah.
Cam Ward is the rookie.
You're talking the bottom, though, Rob. You got to get the top.
These two guys are even having a better year than Patrick Mahomes.
But okay.
Geno Smith. How many teams have I named so far? 4.
The worst.
6?
You picked the worst.
You've named 8 teams
I'm
already.
To Gary's point of whoever put this person 21. Look at all the teams I just named. How did they put?
Well, I did an average on that.
Saying there's only 11 quarterbacks that's worse than them.
CBS Sports, ESPN, and NFL all had them in that range between 17 and 21.
Yeah.
And I how can you put right now, just like you're talking about this year at this moment, how can you put some of these quarterbacks ahead of them? You know, they have
look
Dak
at the
at
NFC
5.
East. I mean,
This
Dak
team's
might be
6.
the only guy that's playing better than both of those guys in the whole NFC East. Jalen Hurts not having a great year. Jaden Daniels been hurt.
I wouldn't put Dak ahead of either one of them because look at what his team's doing. His team is
but his defense has been bad. Dak's been having a great year.
That's tough, Gary. You can't. I know you're gonna be a little bit hard on your team, but I get you.
Baker Mayfield is even falling off.
But that's what I'm saying, Rob. See,
Mahomes, Burrows.
This is the.
I can think of top level quarterbacks that they're playing better than.
But see,
they're leading their team to victories.
But Rob, but it's a team thing, right? It's a team game, right? And so Rob kind of picked the bottom. I mean, you still got to look at the Josh Allens, the Matthew Stafford, Jalen Hurts. You got Jared Goff. You got Justin Herbert. You got Jordan Love. You got Drake May. Those are a couple of the other side, right? Sam Darnold. Obviously, we got to talk about Baker.
Sam Darnold's not playing like a top 10 quarterback.
He's not.
Both of these guys are playing better than.
But I'm telling you. But what I'm saying is, like, if you look at the whole picture. Picture. But now, like I said, as of current moment right now, you're kind of looking back like you're going to put Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Jackson. Those are going to be the top. Stafford. You're going to put those in the top.
Now Josh Allen is having a heck of a year, so no, they're not playing. They're not having a better year than Josh.
But I'm just saying. But I understand. But you picked the bottom. Like, Cam Ward. Yeah, he's going to be. No, Geno Smith. Yeah, that's
basically what I was just trying. The point I was trying to make is that there's no way you can pick. I was just disputing all these networks that put them 17 and 21.
Understood.
Right.
Understood.
So basically, even if they're picking them 17, they're basically saying that there's only 15 quarterbacks worse than them.
Yeah, understood.
And I think I just named maybe 18 to 20.
Yeah,
that's worse.
Yeah. You're good. You're good. It wasn't. I was just saying. I was like, Rob picked the bottom of the barrel, man. Those are terrible quarterbacks.
Because it's bad.
It is bad. It is bad. It is bad.
Caleb Williams is not even completing 60% of his passes.
Yeah,
and he's having a better year, but he's not having the year Bo Nix and Trevor Lawrence is having.
Yeah.
Jordan Love might be right up there with them. Jared Goff not having a great year. The Vikings, whoever they put out at quarterbacks, not better than these guys. The whole NFC South quarterbacks, even Baker Mayfield has fallen off from where he was early in the year. And
he was MVP candidate early in the year.
Early in the year, yeah.
That's tough. That's
tough. I mean, that's tough. I just named about 20 teams that's not having as good a quarterback play as Trevor Lawrence and Bo Nix.
Again, I'm not talking.
Now, who would you rather have as your quarterback of these two guys, Lawrence or Bo Nix?
Bo Nix. Yeah, but that's the coach, man. That's tough. Man. That's the coach, man.
I don't know, man.
I don't know either. That's why
I would go with Trevor Lawrence, and I tell you why I would go with Trevor Lawrence from a long-term perspective. Outside of Drew Brees, these little quarterbacks don't last. And
is he little? Is he little? Is he that little?
He little to me.
Little? Let me see how he is.
Who's little?
Bo Nix. He's saying Bo Nix. Let's see how tall Bo Nix.
Is he 6'2"?
I'll check right now.
Bo Nix isn't a little guy.
He's 6'2".
He's 6'2", so he's not that small, I guess.
He's 6'2". Trevor Lawrence is like 6'7". So
I still think Trevor Lawrence has got more talent.
I'll give you that.
And if the right coaches cultivate that, arm talent, and he's mobile. I know Bo Nix is mobile too, but Trevor Lawrence has got a gun for an arm, man.
There's another person that had a gun for the arm back in the day. His name was Jeff George. That dude was terrible. But we're gonna come back.
Jeff George.
Jamarcus Russell too.
Same thing, man. That dude did not. Hey, all right, we got to move forward.
Can stay out of the buffets.
That dude was a whole other conversation. So let's get to the next game, guys. You got the Steelers at the Lions. Both these teams are 8-6. Seems like the Steelers are always going to be in that same area. Always consistent. So I know they had some challenges with T.J. Watt. What say you in this game? You got to look at obviously what happened as far as the last game. Whenever the Steelers messed, they beat the Dolphins, and we'll talk about Tua and everything like that. And the Lions, let's talk about what happened with the Lions as well. I'm trying to go grab their score here. So what happens in this particular game here? So what thinks you? The Lions lost to the Rams 34-41. What say you on this one, guys?
I like the Lions at home in this game. And look, I'm a believer in Mike Tomlin. I know there was some fans that saying he should be fired. I think for what they're doing with this team and to being 8-6 deserves a lot of credit. Because they're doing it with smoke and mirrors. Their defense is old and slow. Aaron Rodgers is old and slow. And they're 8-6. But I just think Detroit's going to have too much offensive firepower for that Steelers defense. The Steelers defense is not that good, and so I actually think that the Lions can put up 31 points against the Steelers. I'm going to go 31-20 Lions.
Wow. I'm going with the Lions at home too. I like the coaching style. They're going to go for it. It's going to be 4th and 3 on their own 35-yard line, and they're going to go for it. And they're just going to wear that old defense down. And I think it's probably going to be 34-23.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one because I know the Steelers want to run the ball to try to protect, their defense, if you will. I just think that the Lions have too much firepower, as you said, Rob, too. So again, I'm going to go a little from that perspective. I think it's going to be close. I still am like a 27 to kind of I'm going to say 17 game. I know it's like by 10 points, but I just think that the Lions have too much firepower. They'll kind of pull away towards the end there. Even though I think the Steelers try to keep it close.
And I hate the Steelers, so I would love to see him get rid of Tomlin. I think it'd be fantastic.
Not going to happen, Gary. I know we wishful thinking.
They're not going to get rid of him.
They've already said he's coming back.
It's like that.
That's
a stable organization.
He's going to be one of those guys that gets to leave on his own terms, and they're not that organization.
They're a stable organization. That's what they've only had 3 coaches in their existence.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. We talked about this. Unfortunate about Patrick Mahomes. He had the ACL tear. He's out. The Chiefs are officially eliminated, which is crazy to say. Gardner Minshew will be taking the head of the Chiefs team. They're playing the Tennessee Titans here, and are the Chiefs susceptible? Is the question. I still think the Chiefs are pretty dangerous because that defense. I'm going to give Steve Spagnuolo some love. I think they'll have an answer for Cam Ward, the young Cam Ward. I think Cam's going to play well, but I just think just more experience is this. Not that I'm a Chiefs fan, but I just think that it'll come down to that. Obviously, the Chiefs are 8-6. Tennessee is 6. I think it's 6-8 if I'm not mistaken. So I'll give a nice nod to the Chiefs. That's me. Here we go.
What's your score on that?
21-24. Maybe 27-21. How about that? I'll go 27-21. Chiefs.
This one I don't know about.
It's a tough call, man. This is a tough call, man. I like the defense. That's the reason why I kind of.
I got to hear what you got to say, Rob. Give me some.
I'm picking the Tennessee Titans on an upset special.
All right.
They've been playing some competitive ball. I mean, I know they beat the Cleveland Browns a couple of weeks ago, but that's the Cleveland Browns. And I'm going to go with Tennessee, man. When you look at this Chiefs team, they've been struggling even with Mahomes offensively. So I can't imagine it getting better with Gardner Minshew.
Let's go.
And I'm going to go Tennessee here, 21-17.
All right. It wouldn't be bad.
Overtime in Seahawks-Rams.
Man.
Yeah.
What you got, Gary?
I'm gonna go with Tennessee.
Here it is.
As well. It's 17-13. They're both going to be.
That's probably going to be this. That's probably
they're both going to be.
It's gonna be a tough game. I just like the defense for the. I think I still hear you, but like I mean, it's not like it's anything. I get you. It's gonna be tough. I was thinking they're the young quarterback. They're gonna play well. It's gonna be a good game. We'll see how that. I'm gonna start that game. Next game, we got the Vikings at the Giants here. JJ McCarthy keeps trying to have some magic here. The Giants are 4-10. Who the hell is that? Is still Jameis? Is Jameis Winston still the quarterback over there for the Giants?
No, Jackson Dart.
No, oh, he came back. Did he come back? He
been back for a few weeks. Where you been?
Hold on. Well, last time I saw that was shit. Hold on, damn. I didn't realize did he come back? I thought Jameson played was that a week or two? Shit.
No, man. Jameson played for like 2 weeks, but Dart been back.
Only for 2 weeks, okay.
But I tell you, man, that game Jameson played, the last one, he actually had a really good game.
That's what I'm saying. That's the one I remember, the game whenever they were.
Did he call a touchdown pass?
I remember that. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I thought he was still messing around. Okay, Jackson's back.
I'm going with the Vikings on the road here. You're starting to see some encouraging signs from JJ McCarthy here the last couple of weeks. And I hate to bring it up, Gary, but I know you probably saw it firsthand this past Sunday night. JJ, and hey, once again, this is a guy, second year in the league. Everybody jumping the gun that he's not the answer. Now, look, I think the Vikings probably, well, I'm not going to say probably, they did make a mistake by letting Sam Darnold walk. They could have maybe groomed JJ for another year or two and kept Sam, but hey, that's easy to second guess now. But the guy, JJ's only in the second year in the league, man. Fans can't give up on a guy they drafted in the first round who missed his whole rookie season. But you're starting to see some encouraging signs. I think the Vikings roster is better than the Giants roster. So I think they go to New York and beat them. 24-20.
I'm also taking it. What's your score, Rob?
24-20 Vikings on the road.
24-20. You think the Giants can put up 20 points, huh?
Yeah, only because it's Jackson Dart.
I'm going with
Johnson, the tight end, playing well. Darius Slayton.
I'm going with the upset special and going with the Vikings. I'm just joking. Yeah. Brian Flores is going to have something for the young Jackson Dart. I promise I didn't think that. So I'm going with the Vikings as well.
I'm going with the Vikings as well, and I'm going 24-13.
I'm going 30-20. I'm going 30-20 Vikings.
30-20. Okay.
Yeah. Last game, we got the 49ers with the Colts. 44-year-old Phillip Rivers trying to do it again, even though Anthony Richardson was actually practicing. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen again, Phillip Rivers. I think the 49ers are going to handle their business, and I like the 49ers in this game. They're going to run Christian McCaffrey too, and they're going to do enough to beat the Colts. Phillip Rivers is going to try, but he's not going to do. He's not going to do it, man. That's my prediction. I'm going to go 27-13.
I agree with that. I'm going to go with the 49ers too on the road. Look, Phillip Rivers, great story. They played Seattle a lot tougher than I thought they would. I thought Seattle would beat them by 17 points last week, and the Colts hung in there with a valiant effort. And but I think the 49ers, they get it done on the road. You got a little bit more film on Phillip Rivers, even though you can go back 4 or 5 years ago to find some film.
10 years of film on Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the 49ers in this game. I think we're going to look at some 24-14 49ers on the road.
Well, I hate the 49ers, but I got to go with them because, they're a better organization, and they're not going with a 45 or 44-year-old quarterback that's got to wait another 5 years now
for the Hall
into the Hall of Fame. But he does get his NFL insurance for those 10 kids for another 10. Is it 10 years or 5 years?
10 years.
Yeah, so that's a good thing.
his wife is happy he's not at the house, so they're not able to kind of like mess around. She's like, yes, please take him.
Rob, what was your score? 27 what?
24-14.
Oh, Rob, you were 24-14. Andre, what were you?
27-13.
27-13. That's about what I think it's going to be. Is about a 27-13 game.
Believe it or not, the Colts did call Andrew Luck and asked if he was available, and he said no. Just to let you know, the Colts did reach out to Andrew Luck. He flat out said no.
Andrew Luck having fun being the GM at Stanford.
That's just the story.
And once a quitter, always a quitter, right?
And Andrew Luck was it, man. When he like the next great thing, man, that was just that.
And all of a sudden, you just like
he's like, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done.
That was nuts. That was man.
Which leads me to believe that he was really probably not really into it for.
That's fair.
Like what some of these other guys are.
Jay Cutler over here. All right, gentlemen, let's keep this moving here. We're going to talk about the Dolphins, and this is an interesting story, right? Because Mike McDaniel said the quarterback play was not good, obviously, in the game, the past game here, and for the Steelers. And if they release him, it's like he's a $44 million dead cap, but Mike McDaniel is probably coaching for his job again. It's like up and down. He didn't pass it to Zach Wilson. He gave it to Quinn Ewers. So this is interesting. And I think it's kind of a situation where if he does get cut, somebody was going to be desperate. And Rob, maybe it's a situation where he just needs more development, or who knows what's up with Tua. I think it's kind of like, he's got some talent, obviously, and just maybe it's time for a new environment, kind of a new change. Kind of what we're talking about with Kyler Murray too. I think it's sometimes it's time for kind of a fresh start. So,
yep.
In this instance,
is this a reset for him, Rob, or is this a bust?
It's an interesting situation, I would say. He's got some talent, I would say.
He definitely going to get another shot somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And when you look at some of the guys that have gotten second chances, Baker Mayfield's got third and fourth chances.
Absolutely.
Sam Darnold's on like his third or fourth team.
Absolutely.
You look at a guy like Mac Jones on his third team. Did really well to keep the 49ers in playoff contention this year while Brock was hurt. And so, yeah, somebody's definitely going to give Tua a look. And he may very well even be a starter for somebody on next season, right? He's had some success in this league. Mm-hmm. He's accurate in the short game. Doesn't have the strongest of arms, right?
Yeah.
But he's had some success in his game. But it just may not be – his time may be up in Miami.
Yep.
I thought it was really interesting that Mike McDaniel made the comment that Quinn Ewers is going to give them the best chance to win.
Yeah.
Over Tua.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. and look, Quinn Ewers was a 7th-round draft pick. Now, there was a time when Quinn Ewers was considered a 1st-round pick.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember that.
Remember that.
You're talking about a guy that's highly recruited out of high school, 5-star recruit. And there was a time he was considered a 1st-round pick. But obviously some of his play fell off there. He fell in the 7th round of the draft. So I'm really curious to see what kind of product Quinn Ewers puts out there on the field this weekend.
Well, maybe Arizona and Miami should do a quarterback swap.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Don't rule out Pittsburgh, too. Pittsburgh is a situation. They love kind of getting projects, too. You never know.
Yeah.
That could be a situation because they don't want to get a young guy.
Pittsburgh love drafting around 20 and 21 every year.
Yeah.
Who's got more upside, Tua or Murray?
Gosh.
I still say Murray.
Yeah, he was number one pick.
But you got to keep him healthy, though. I mean, I think Kyler strikes more fear into a defense because of his running ability.
Yeah.
And he can throw the ball. So I still think if Kyler's healthy, he still strikes more fear into defense than Tua does.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Sometimes somebody had a good conversation. Like, you want to get a quarterback that kind of matches the same. Like, if you have a quarterback that's a runner, like a dual threat, it'd be good to have another backup that's the same kind of style. So if you're kind of like the Baltimore Ravens type of style, maybe that's a good fit for, if you don't want to be a starter, if you want to kind of have him, like you said, Rob, kind of.
I would love to have Tua or Murray as a
touchdown Rams ball game.
There it is. It's over.
41 yards to Puka Nacua.
There it is. Man. Just like that. They take over ownership of the NFC West. All right. Man, what a great pass. There you go. There you go. Man,
He's a stud receiver.
there it is. Yeah, we'll talk about that. It's just like you said, I just kind of put a bow on that. It just feels like it's kind of a, like you said, Rob, it's just kind of a situation where it's kind of, you kind of wore out your welcome. Mike McDaniel's trying to save his job. And he's like, yeah, I just need you to be accurate, not make mistakes. Or maybe he's getting the yips right, Gary. Maybe he's just kind of like, this is Tua I'm talking about. Maybe he's just like, yeah, I'm not seeing the field effectively, or something's happening, or but like you said, Rob, it could be a situation where maybe it takes the right quarterback coach to kind of get that out of him, and maybe he kind of rests another year. Who knows, man? Same thing for Kyler Murray. These guys have talent. It's just maybe
Well,
it's
you
not.
can reset your confidence level,
Yeah,
and if you do that, you can really do some. I've done that in sports myself. I've reset.
yeah.
I had one guy that Centennial High School. The guy just. I remember we were at this tournament, and this guy, he comes up to me and he says, I'm going to beat this guy, and you're going to beat this guy, and I'm going to beat this guy, and you and I are going to be in the finals, and then I'm going to beat you, and I'll be first, and you'll be second. And at that point, he had beaten me 3 matches, and I didn't lose many.
Wow.
And so I thought to myself, like, why in the hell should he just assume he's going to beat me? And for some reason, that just something clicked in me, and I never lost to him again.
There it is.
And I remember the next tournament, I went up to him and I did that same thing. I go, yeah, we're both going to beat this guy, and you're going to beat that guy, and I'm going to beat that guy, and we're going to meet in the finals, and I'm going to beat you.
Oh, let's go.
And I could see the difference. It had shifted. That whole thing had shifted. So I can see these quarterbacks and other athletes going to another team and getting a reset on things. It definitely can happen.
I love it. We're having fun here. Let's get through really quickly. I'm going to let you go through the top MVP candidates. I want to talk about some coordinators that Rob touched on.
Correction, real quick. The game's still going on. I forgot Seattle's got to get a chance at the possession of the ball, too.
Gotcha. Do the top MVP candidates, Gary, and then I know we're going to talk about some coordinators. And I definitely want to get to some transfer stuff, too, the transfer portal QBs, because this is crazy, and through a couple of predictions here. I do want to talk briefly about Trey and the Hawks. Go ahead. Fire this off, Gary.
Well, your top MVP candidates are, you got Stafford.
Yep.
We talked about him earlier.
Yep. He's
Drake
the best.
May, of course.
Who's that?
Drake May.
Nice. Yep.
Josh Allen.
Yep.
Then maybe after that, it could be Jordan Love.
Yep.
Jonathan Taylor.
Wow.
Maybe Dak in the 6th position, something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
What's your take on that, Rob?
Hey, it's 3 guys for me: Matthew Stafford, Drake May, Josh Allen, in that order right now.
Yeah.
I think it's a 3-man race. I think Jonathan Taylor was in the conversation until the coach started falling off here. And another dark horse, was Jackson Smith-Njigba. He was having an insane year, but I've kind of dropped him down a little bit too. So for me, it's a 3-man race.
Yeah.
With Matthew Stafford being 1 with the numbers he's putting up, Drake May, the turnaround of the Patriots, and Josh Allen, man, the Bills defense, they can't stop the run. He doesn't have any elite receivers on that team, and yet he finds a way to be Superman week in and week out. And so you got to put his name in that conversation, in my opinion. So it's a 3-man race, in my opinion.
Keep an eye on Bo Nix too, man. We'll see how that plays out. I know it's kind of weird that he's outside, but not deeper down, a little further down, because he's been playing.
And Stafford, it seems like
he's the favorite.
He's in his 17th season, and it seems like he hasn't. I mean, I'm watching him run tonight in different areas and stuff, and it's like, man, he's still got some speed too after 17 years and getting beat up in Detroit for the majority.
The way he throws the ball, man, it don't seem like he's lost any velocity on his football coming out of college. I remember Matthew Stafford really going back to his high school days. I remember him coming out of high school and how scouts were raving about his arm talent. And it doesn't seem like he's lost any of that arm talent since his high school days. Matthew Stafford can sling the ball down the field
Well, he did this
with the
in
best
this
of them.
in this game here. I don't know if you saw it, but he did this no look touchdown pass. I don't know, maybe from the 5 or 6 yard line or something, but it was just unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah,
just it was just an incredible pass. Yeah, he can throw. He's got so many angles he can throw
yeah.
and throw well.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, he's good.
He's a cerebral player, and that maybe was the knock on him when he first came into the league. He had all this arm talent, but maybe he didn't have it between the ears.
Mhm.
But he's a cerebral. At this stage of his career, not only does he have the arm talent, but he's a cerebral player as well. Very smart.
Yeah,
Let's go. All right, let's get to the playoff picture here really quickly. So we got this is for the AFC. Got top seeds. You got the Broncos 12-2. You got the Patriots. They're 11-3. You got the Jacksonville Jags. I think I'll look at their. Are they? I got the Jags. If I'm looking at this correctly, is the Steelers, the Chargers, the Bills, and the Texans. Those are the top
Yep.
seven. Colts and are 8-6, and Ravens are 7-7 outside looking in, depending what happens. NFC, we got the Rams, the Bears, the Eagles, the Buccaneers. You got wild card to the Seahawks, the 49ers, and the Packers. The Lions and the Panthers are out on their outside looking in. That's what we're looking at right now. Am I right with that, or did I kind of speed through that pretty quickly?
No, you're spot on
yeah,
with that. Obviously, there's still some time left in this game. The Seahawks are in Rams territory. They're actually on the Rams 9 yard line, 3rd and 3. So we'll see what happens here. Uh, got a good one going here for sure. But yeah, when I look at these NFC playoff picture, Tampa Bay right now is the number 4 spot. They're tied with Carolina,
Yeah.
but whoever's at number 5, whether it's the Rams or the Seahawks, I like them to go on the road. Even though the Rams with the Carolina and loss, I don't think they will go on the road and lose in that spot.
Yeah.
I think the NFC South winner will lose
Yeah.
in the first round for sure. And the interesting thing in the AFC, man, you don't want to have to go to Denver, New England as those 1 and 2 seeds, and that's going to be really tough for any team. And
yeah.
Yeah, Colts and Ravens. That's gonna be tough for the Colts. The Ravens. That's gonna be Ravens are a tough matchup though. Like looking at that, the Texans. I think whoever plays them, that defense, like you said, Rob has been playing outstanding.
yeah,
Uh, you have to worry about does CJ Stroud give them just enough? But that defense is enough to kind of scare some teams. I
oh
would say
yeah,
I'd play them, but
Houston might be the best defense in the league.
100%. So that's just
Yeah.
well, Denver's going to say, hey, they're going to raise their hand, Rob, and say we're here too. But
Hmm.
I hear that Patrick Surtain's been playing amazing. But that's
And the
what you want to
crazy
look
thing is, Houston is number 7 right now,
at.
but they
That's
still got a chance to win a division.
yeah, that's crazy. The Colts, I think the Colts they had some momentum, and with losing Daniel Jones, unfortunately, kind of kicks them down. So if they get in, they're going to play. But the Ravens that's a scary team too. I know they haven't been playing well defensively, Rob, as you talked about it.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson definitely has been getting come back from injury. But this is the year, right? There's no Patrick Mahomes. You have to capitalize, especially if you're a Josh Allen. Man,
Yeah.
you got to take it now. I mean, this is
I can see Josh Allen capitalizing, but I don't see the Ravens.
I
That's-
think Buffalo's going to be one of those teams.
Buffalo
I know
Denver,
they're not playing
wow.
well defensively.
Yeah.
They're like 30th in the league against
That's
the
crazy.
run on defense, right? But you're still not going to want to place that team in the playoffs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Beating Josh Allen, man, he's like Superman out there, man. He's going to give it 150%. Seattle just scored a touchdown, so now we just
Damn,
see
another
if
call.
they
Yeah.
see if they go for the win and go for 2, or they tie it up with extra point.
Let's look at some transfer. I know we want to wrap this up here, but let's look at some big names in the transfer portal here. DJ Lagway
Yep.
just into the portal after from Georgia Tech. Man, we've been taking some hits. Aaron Philo goes to Florida because we lost Buster Faulkner, and now you've got DJ Lagway looking at Miami and Texas A&M. Dylan Raiola, I think he's linked to USC. Rob in Georgia. I don't know if that's true or not. Sam Levitt, is he still the number 1 ranked guy? I know we had what is Metzer like from North Texas. I think a couple new guys, but I don't know if you want to talk about anyone that's kind of in the portal here. I know you're kind of looking at what is it, Underwood from Michigan, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, too. But
Now
yeah,
Underwood hasn't officially hit the portal yet. I think
okay, okay,
obviously he's considering it, but he
gotcha.
hasn't. So you
Okay,
look at guys that's already in the portal. Brendan Sorsby, quarterback of Cincinnati,
yeah, that's big.
and a lot
Yeah.
of people think he's going to go to Texas Tech. And Texas Tech, it's a school that their boosters are really stepping up with a lot of nil money, right? And you wonder why all of a sudden they're good. Right now in this day and age, it's all about the nil. And you look at schools like BYU that's got a ton of money, right? They got AJ DeBanza, $7 million a year to go to BYU. So you got some of these schools that maybe were good, they got a chance to be great in this day and age because of the amount of money that they have. Texas Tech is one of those schools. Their boosters are really stepping up, and they stepped up this year, and that's why they're in the college football playoff. But Brendan Sorsby, you mentioned Dylan Raiola, DJ Legway, Sam Levitt, Jackson Arnold back in the portal again.
Yeah.
He's a former 5-star recruit. Really hasn't lived up to the billing at Oklahoma or Auburn. You got Malik Murphy from Oregon State is a guy to watch. But what schools need quarterbacks? I think Oregon is watching the portal because we don't know what Dante Moore is going to do. Is he going to stay or is he going to enter the draft? Right? I hear he's 50-50.
They're tied to Levitt.
So
Oregon, who is Oregon?
So it's going to come down to what. Obviously, Levitt is not going to go to Oregon if Dante Moore comes back, right?
Right.
But I think Oregon is watching the portal to see what Dante Moore does, right? And I hear Dante Moore is 50-50. I hear that scouts would love for him to come back to school because they feel like he'll have to sit at least a year or two in the NFL. And, so that's going to be a thing. Miami, right? They're going to lose Carson Beck. So Miami's looking at these guys, DJ Legway, Dylan Raiola, Sam Levitt. LSU, right? They're another school. Lane Kiffin is going to be looking for a quarterback in the portal. In Tennessee, Joey Aguilar, their starting quarterback, they're appealing the NCAA, trying to get him another year of eligibility due to some junior college football rules. So Tennessee is watching this portal. Seattle went for 2 and won it. Wow.
Oh my God. Wow. We thought.
What a gutsy call.
Wow. Just like that. Wow.
No.
Eric Sauber. We had him. Anyway, keep going, Rob.
Yeah. So those are some schools that I think that are watching the portal real closely. Oregon, Miami, LSU, Tennessee, for various reasons right now. Miami's going to need one because Beck is a senior.
Yeah.
LSU needs one, period. Tennessee, it depends on whether or not they get the NCAA to give Aguilar another year. And Oregon, it depends on Dante Moore. So those are some schools right there I think is going to be paying attention to the portal for sure.
Yeah, I think Dante Moore's coming back. I'm going to say this really quickly, and I'll let you get your thoughts in, Gary. It's interesting how I feel like the college scene is going to be very similar to the NFL. Like, it's all about the quarterback. And I really feel for these high school quarterbacks because I don't think anyone wants to develop anybody anymore, right? If you're a high school quarterback, I think unless you're extremely talented, I think it's going to be hard unless you're at a lower program to kind of, make as a true freshman. This is just my opinion. I think like most programs, like I'd rather get a guy that's pretty seasoned that can come in. I'm going to pay you $3 million, whatever it is, and you're going to come in and kind of, like you said, Rob, just kind of make some hay. Now, if you're a top program, you can afford a little bit more. But I just think that's going to how it's going to. I feel for my younger quarterbacks here, and well, from that, you're going to make money. So you're going to make your money. So whatever. But it's just that's how I feel.
And Dre, that's a really good point. You look at a guy, 5-star recruit, Jared Curtis, who initially committed to go to Georgia, and now he's going to Vanderbilt. You're like, how's that even possible? And I'm going to tell you why that's possible. Because Vanderbilt, he could probably go there and start day one.
Yeah.
Right? He probably won't do that at Georgia.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen is he'll go to Vanderbilt for a year or two. Then he's going to hit the transfer portal.
There it is.
And go try to go to a school where he can compete for the national championship. Right?
Yeah.
And so
make the big bucks.
Yeah.
That's the strategy now. A lot of these kids coming out of college are going to be like, where can I go and make money and start?
Yeah.
And then in a year or two, I can hit the portal.
Yeah.
And go play at a major university and compete for a national title,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So that's kind of, you look at a guy like Arch Manning, come from a well-established family. Yeah, he's going to stay at Texas all 4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
right? But how many
Oh.
guys are going to do that going forward? Yeah, this is a different college. This is not our mom and daddy college football.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Jill. Jill just popped on to.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you
Great
go.
game.
And I picked Seattle to win it on my Robert Ford Sportsman.
There you go. There you go. Let's do these predictions real quick, guys. I'm gonna follow this. We've been going a little longer here, so get to these predictions here for college. Some real games here. Alabama at Oklahoma. What say you, Rob?
Man, this one has been a tough one for me, and I'll tell you why. I know we did these predictions on a couple of shows ago, but I figured, we should do them again just in case we had a change of heart. And I don't think I have a change of heart, but Alabama and Oklahoma has played together twice in the last 13 months. This is going to be their third time in 13 months playing against each other, and Oklahoma's won the last two, right? Can Oklahoma beat Alabama 3 times in 13 months? And
I didn't think about that.
That's going to be extremely hard. But man, I like this Oklahoma defense, and Brent Venables and that crowd in Oklahoma, and Oklahoma beat them in Alabama. I know it's hard, but I'm still going to stick with Oklahoma beating them. And I like the way Brent Venables got this team playing defense. R. Mason Thomas, one of the best edge rushers in college football, and their back end is playing really well. Brent Venables, one of the best defensive coaches in college football, has been that way for quite some time. Clemson hadn't been the same defensively since Brent Venables left Clemson, right? And so, yeah, I think it's going to be another nail-biting kind of game. But I'm going to go 24-21 Oklahoma again. I'll be glued to that game on tomorrow night.
Rob hates Alabama, so let's just keep that clear.
I do, but I want to still be objective as much as possible too.
Fair.
Hard to beat a team 3 times.
Yeah,
it really is.
13 months.
Yeah, that's tough. So I'm going with Oklahoma. I'm going to go with Alabama.
He said,
I'm going to go with Alabama.
Oklahoma.
You, Rob, but I'm going to go with Alabama.
I'm going with Alabama too, just until they get knocked off. I know they didn't play well versus Georgia. I think they're going to be mad. I think Nick Saban had a conversation with Kalen DeBoer, even though Kalen may be looking at Michigan, but we'll keep that going. So I'm going to Alabama.
What's your score?
Oh, man, I'm going to go 20 – I'm going to go 30-24.
Oh, okay.
I know it's more Rob doesn't like it because I know Venables' defense. We'll see. Miami at Texas A&M. I like Texas A&M in this because I don't know which Carson Beck's going to show up. Unfortunately, Gary, I just don't trust Carson Beck. So
I don't either.
Texas A&M in this matchup. I'm going to go 27-21 Texas A&M.
This one is a tough one for me too, just like Alabama and Oklahoma. And you look at the end of the season, I actually thought Miami was ascending at the end of the year. And I thought Texas A&M were descending at the end of the year. But both of these teams have had a chance to kind of regroup here the last couple of weeks, having some time off. Neither one of them played for a conference championship game. And by the way, I know I'm going to digress here a little bit, but the ACC's got to be the dumbest college football conference in America, right? For those tiebreaker rules not to have Miami in the conference championship game was sickening. And to have Duke in the conference championship game against Virginia. I know Duke won it, and congratulations to them. But there's no way Miami shouldn't have been in that game. And now the ACC is proposing an unbalanced schedule next year where some teams play 9 conference games and some play 8. The ACC's got to be the dumbest conference in college football. What? But I digress. Let me get back to the game. This one's been a tough one, like I said, because I thought Miami was playing well at the end of the year. I thought Texas A&M was ascending, but I just like Texas A&M because they're at home. These games on the home field, I think, are going to be tough.
Yep.
And I saw Miami go on the road and lose to SMU in Texas this year. But I do think it's going to be another close football game, just like Oklahoma and Nebraska. I'm sorry, not Nebraska. Oklahoma and Alabama.
Take it back.
Yeah, I went way back. I
Wow.
went back to the Tom
Well,
Osborne,
Tom
Barry
Tom
Switzer
Tom
days.
Osborne,
I was
Tommy
gonna
Frazier days. Tommy
Yeah,
Frazier running that.
yeah. But I'm going to go A&M in this game too, and I think it's going to be another close football game. I'm going to go 30-27 A&M.
Well, for me, I'm a Miami fan, and if not now, when? When are they going to come out on top of the in a big game like this? It's this year. Miami's going to win.
All right.
Picking with your heart or
28
your head.
He's gonna pull out there. They're pulling it out.
You picking with your heart or your head.
with my heart because I don't trust the coach. But at some point, come on, Miami. 28-24 Miami.
All right. Next game, we've got Oregon. We got James Madison at Oregon. Can the Ducks avoid the massive G5 upset? Yes. I'm going Oregon all the way. I'm going 37-17 Oregon. Big time.
Yeah, I'm going to Oregon. And plus, I don't think nobody's going to be watching this game because the Packers and the Bears are going to be playing at the same time.
What's your score, Rob?
I'm going to go Oregon 38, James Madison 17.
Oh, wow. You're up there with me.
Okay, I'll match you guys and up you. I'll go 40-17.
Wow. Here we go. Next game, we got Tulane at Ole Miss. Man, which Ole Miss team is going to show up? Lane Kiffin left. Does the team still show up is the question. Rob, I'm going to let you have first crack at this, man. What's your thoughts on this, man?
I actually think Tulane's got a chance to compete in this game.
Ooh.
And I don't think they're going to win it. But they played early in the year, and Ole Miss smoked them. But I think not having Lane Kiffin, Tulane at least, Tulane's coach is leaving to go to Florida too, but he's still coaching them right now. I think that's going to help them some going into this game. But I still think Ole Miss pulls it out in the end. I'm going to go 31-20 Ole Miss over Tulane.
Okay.
I think Tulane keeps it close for 2.5 quarters.
Yeah. I just think they're going to pull away, Rob.
That's what I was thinking. The same score too.
Yeah, they're going to pull away. I think though Tulane try to have something because they're going to probably get hit in the mouth and they'll probably respond, because they're probably just lollygagging whatever. But I think they're going to pull away. Any scores, Gary? I'm
going with the same scores, Rob. 31-21. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And you?
Yeah, same. Final game. What is the FCS semi? Montana versus at Montana State. What is the Brawl of the Wild? Is this what we're looking at?
Yeah. Hey, y'all know I spend a lot of time up in Montana, man, and I tell you, man, they real passionate about this game, man. So I had to put it on there. Montana, the Grizzlies against Montana State Bobcats. Wow. And they really don't like each other, man. They get real heated.
Wow.
I'm going with the Bobcats. Montana State, they're at home in Bozeman. And I'm going to go 24-17 Bobcats.
Let's go.
What was the score again, Rob?
24-17 Montana State Bobcats.
I don't have a dog in this fight. I have no clue about this game. So I'm like.
I don't really either. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Montana State Bobcats.
Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Shout out to Ted Ginn Jr. From the UFO game Columbus, massive for Ohio football. Talk about a legend, adding some speed to that. That's great, man. So I'm just happy to hear about that, man. So that's great.
Yeah. Columbus Aviators, they're an expansion team in the United States Football League, so they're a new franchise.
Yeah.
And hiring Ted Ginn Jr. So it's pretty cool.
That's pretty good. Good story. I'm going to really we'll wrap up a couple things here. Rob, you can hopefully say some stuff for the recruiting for 2026. I do want to talk about the Hawks and Trae Young because, they lost to the Hornets tonight, and it was close. I hate the Hornets. They obviously need to play the Hawks well. They're just shooting raining threes. I don't think the Hawks are necessarily better without Trae. I just think they're different, and you can look at some stats that kind of say that the Hawks are better defensively whenever he's not there. But I just still think there's kind of lulls whenever having a Trey is going to be, offensively. I know sometimes they kind of struggle sometimes. He only played like 22 minutes a night. But it's tough, right? Because it, you kind of have a situation where you got this, smaller guard, and he was phenomenal, the one year. Then obviously got hurt, just kind of went downhill from there. And then I don't know if it's kind of it's tough to have a smaller guard dominate, like unless you're just, super athletic or something like that. And I'm not shitting on him because I think he's a dynamic player. Just I don't know if they're doing. It's interesting losing. Christoph is not helping, but you can't give him the max deal. You have to give him enough if you want to keep him. And that's why it's interesting what happens in the draft, because if like a Darren Peterson is there, that's going to be your guy, man. Because you want a guy that's kind of similar, that can handle, that's big enough to guard. It just makes it tough, man. I just think defensively you're going to always be a disadvantage with Trey. I mean, like I said, I'm not saying that they're better without him. I just think they're a different team. They're still learning with him, so it's just a tough situation. So I don't know what his trade value is in this instance, but it's just going to be tough. I don't know what you guys have anything to say about that.
Well, here's my take on it, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, he probably came back a little rusty tonight. I know he was over
100%.
5 from 3-point range.
100%.
And I agree with you on a defensive standpoint. But I think unless you're going to get another star for Trae Young,
you got to keep him.
And the reason why I say that is if you look at the history of the NBA, you need stars in the playoffs.
You do.
You need guys that can score. You go back to even LeBron James in Cleveland when he took those teams like Mo Williams and Jadrunas Ilgauskas. They had the best record in the regular season, but they would lose in the playoffs because he didn't have any other stars with them. You need stars in the playoffs. And so, in my opinion, the Hawks are better with them, especially when they get in the playoffs, right? You look at this Hawks team now, Jalen Johnson. Man, he's becoming a big-time star. He should be in the All-Star game this year. That dude had 43 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. He's been a triple-double machine.
Yeah.
So when you go into the playoffs with Jalen Johnson, you get in rhythm with Trae Young, and if you can get Kristaps Porzingis, I like Okongwu too.
Yeah.
He's a physical player. You got Dyson Daniels that can guard the other team's best
player. Walker's been playing phenomenal too. That strengthens your bench too as well.
And they got the Pelicans' first round pick.
Yeah.
And depending on what that turned out to be, and they got some cap space. This is a team to watch, in my opinion. That could be a threat in the Eastern Conference here over the next 5 years. So I mean, unless you're getting another star, you need guys that can put the ball in the bucket when it comes playoff time.
He's the guy that's going to be able to get and take that last shot. He's a star in this league, and they're better off with him.
Oh yeah.
Atlanta's not the Lakers. They're not. They're not a small market, but they're definitely not a big market either. They don't attract a lot of.
We're top 10 market.
It's a top 10 market now.
Market. Yeah, Atlanta's a top 10 market for sure. For sure. Is it? Yeah, we are.
Yeah, market size. Yeah, Atlanta's got like 6 million.
Yeah, but who gets the players? Who brings in these players like that? You guys would end up getting rid of him, and sure as shit he'd end up on the Lakers or something. Peyton or somebody like that, I don't want that to happen. I want him to stay right there and win right there in Atlanta.
It's just tough. It's just tough, Gary, because we've been in the play-in, and everyone's like, "Well, we've been in the play-in for so long," and you finally had a concentrated effort to put a team around him. So you surrounded him with some defense. You surrounded him with some 6'9" players, as you mentioned, Rob, like Jalen Johnson and whatnot. Dyson Daniels, he's been a great defensive player. He had that true backcourt partner. You got some bench with Kel Walker. You got some shooters. They don't have elite shooters. I mean, Kennard isn't. He's been shooting well, but he's like an elite shooter. That's why Gallinari was great. But so that's kind of what you're trying to figure out with this squad, and having Kristaps that was the unicorn, and he's been unfortunately hurt. So I hear you, Rob. It's like that's why I'm not. Everyone's like, oh, we're better without him. I'm like, no, we still need him. Like there's times whenever the offense hits a lull and you need that extra guy to kind of create
Yep.
off the dribble and that's going to get assist, and he's
Yeah.
good at the pick and roll. So you'd rather have him than not, and everyone needs to like slow your roll. I mean, yes, it's only been like 10, 12 games, whatever, in the 20 games a season, but it's okay. We need him.
Come playoff time, you're gonna need him.
100%.
Yeah.
So that's why we're not like, don't, right now it looks like, we don't need him. Like, yeah, you need him, because there's been some times watching the game, we hit like some slumps offensively. If Nikhil Ross goes back to the bench, that bench becomes more elite, now. So having Trey is going to help out that squad, and it's going to make us more balanced. So we're definitely more of a threat with him than without him. So just slow your roll, pump your brakes. I mean, I know it seems that way. You don't give him the max. You have to give him a little below the max, because you don't want to, obviously tie yourself up. But this next year's draft is going to be pretty powerful too, man, because I'm looking at, like you said, you got Dominanta, you got Darren Peterson, you got Boozer, you got a couple guys. Even
Caleb Wilson.
I'm not a fan of North Carolina guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm joking. I still have some. I know. He's not Marvin Williams. I'm just saying. This is one of those things, man. I go back with that, but it kind of hurts me, man. But
on our Talking Sports with a 12-man Facebook page, to our listeners and viewers out there, this past week, I did my top 30 NBA draft prospects for the 2026 draft. I also did a 2-round NFL mock draft, so go and check it out. But my top 9 guys on my NBA top 30 right now are all freshmen.
Yeah.
This freshman college class is absolutely loaded.
Kingston Flemings, Nate Armet, you got a lot. Man, you got some players.
The top 9. This is I know college basketball, in my opinion, in the last 20-something years has been up and down. We've had some great seasons. You have had some not great seasons. But this is a legit college basketball season. This is a year to watch, because there's a lot of big-time freshmen in college basketball this year. And, you talked about it. A.J. Debanza from BYU. I've watched him multiple times, man. He looked like a scoring Scottie Pippen. You talking about a guy that's 6'8", bring the ball up the floor, can score, can defend. And then you look at a combo guard like Darren Peterson that you were just talking about from Kansas. Yeah. Caleb Wilson in North Carolina, 6'10". Cam Boozer, Carlos Boozer's son. He looked like the player of the year in college basketball. Nate Armet at Tennessee.
What about Nikhil Brown? What about him? Is he good?
Nikhil Brown Jr., point guard of Louisville.
I like him.
I was hoping to see him Tuesday night against Tennessee, but he had an illness and didn't play. And but he is a big-time point guard. And,
I like him. He's a big guy, 6'5". That's kind of the guy I envision.
He's a point guard at 6'5".
Yeah, that's kind of guy I kind of envision that can take Trey's place. You need somebody that's going to be big, handle like a traditional point guard, kind of that can score. He hits all of it. That dude's explosive, man. Go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
And the interesting thing about this is, I'll be honest with you. I was starting to get worried about USA basketball, but after seeing this freshman class, I think we might be okay, because all these guys are American kids.
Kingston Flemings as well. He's doing some things. The guy from Houston. He's a little short. He's like 6'3". But those are, I like my 6'5" kind of point guards. That's kind of I'm looking at. Like Darren Peterson. That's my guy, man. I hope that I really like him, man. I don't know. He's kind of like the combo guard. That's the guy I'm hoping, if you will. But go ahead, man.
Another thing with the Hawks too is, you'll hope that Trae Young, if it comes to it, you can bring him off the bench. And
that's a tough call, man. Woo! Does you want to do that, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. New Orleans Pelicans have quietly won 3 games in a row. Look, they're not going anywhere, right?
Right.
But what's interesting about what the New Orleans Pelicans have done, they're bringing Zion Williamson off the bench now.
Yeah.
And and they've actually played better since they brought him off the bench.
That's interesting.
And so, at some point, if it don't work with Trae as a starter, man, can you imagine Trae coming off the bench and giving you 20 points as a microwave, heating up that offense with the second unit? And just because he's coming off the bench, it doesn't mean he's not going to play 30 minutes. You can come off the bench and still get you 25, 30 minutes a night. Man. So, I mean, that's still a huge contribution, right? But it's bringing that spark off the bench. And so the Hawks got some options as long as Trae is willing to be that team player.
I'm curious, like if we get the number one pick at like number two, if AJ doesn't go number one, if we get somebody like him, and then we turn around and get like Dash Daniels, that's crazy. That's I can see something like that happening. You get like the top player, and you get like Dash to play like point guard, or even McKellar. That's kind of how I like to. That'd be nuts to me. Like you'd be like winning, because then
Yeah.
you get Scottie Pippen, like you get kind of knock out two birds with one stone. And now you're set. I don't think it's gonna fall that far, honestly.
Yep. Interesting. Yeah.
Last things you want to talk about, guys? We've been going hard. I just want to give a shout out to Vanderbilt, man. What are they? They're like 11-0.
Yeah. Yeah. The men's team 11-0.
This offense is like humming, and they're number one in the country. They got to beat like Kentucky and Tennessee. But even though Kentucky, though, they got like a $22 million NIL roster, Rob, and they're 5-4. That's nuts, man. So it looks like
to put that in perspective.
That's
Ohio
crazy.
State national championship team in football last year had a $20 million roster.
That's nuts.
And Kentucky's men's basketball team, with less players on the team, got a $22 million roster.
Yeah.
And they're only 7-4.
Yeah. He forgot about shooters, Rob. He got physicality, but he didn't get any shooters, so he didn't put the money in the right place for that.
That's the problem. I mean, you have to have shooters in the college game for sure, especially with the 3-point line is a little bit shorter. And Kentucky, Mark Pope, their coach right now, he's been hitting the transfer portal, but he hasn't, when John Calipari was there, he was always getting big-time freshmen.
Yeah.
And Mark Pope hasn't done that yet. He's got one coming in next year, a top 5 recruit, but he's mostly been hitting the transfer portal, and this year it doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah.
We'll let you use some last thing, Gary. I've got the women's. I'm just going to throw them off here. I got UConn, Juggernaut, Texas defense, UCLA, West Coast, South Carolina, always there, and LSU's a wild card. So there you go, Rob. Enjoy that.
Oh man, I got UConn number 1. Obviously, Ozzie Fudd. He's expected to be the number 1 pick in the WNBA draft.
Yeah.
And then Sarah Strong. So definitely UConn is defending champs. I got them in 1. Texas, Madison Booker, big time player.
Yep.
Texas have already beaten UCLA and South Carolina this year, so they definitely you can always make a case that they're number 1. But I got an LSU 3 though.
Okay.
LSU has scored over 100 points in almost every game this year.
We did talk about that.
I mean, their offense has been flat out outstanding. And UCLA has got the best center in women's college basketball, Lauren Betts, 6'7". She could be the number 2 pick in the draft. And South Carolina, Dawn Staley, I got them 5, but they lost Chloe Kitts for the season, so that was a big blow to them. And but I think they're still the top 5 team without her.
Who's your 5th squad? You got UCLA, you got UConn, Texas, you got South Carolina, and LSU. Who's your other squad? Was it UCLA?
No, so I had UConn 1, Texas 2, LSU 3. UCLA 4, South Carolina 5.
Okay, I kind of mixed it up. Okay, I had the same 5. I had them different orders. Gotcha. Anything else you want to add to that, Gary? Anything you want to say before we wrap this thing up?
The only thing I want to say is, we were talking about these first timers for the NBA All-Star potentially, and I'm giving a shout out to our boy in Portland, Demi Ivaja, who's
he's having a heck of a year.
25.5 points, 7.2 rebounds, 6.3 assists. I mean, he's consistently kicking it every night for us.
Yeah.
So
I watched him play Sunday night against my pals. Yeah, he's having a big time year.
Yeah, he really is.
But what's interesting? When I was compiling my list, I never knew Jamal Murray has not been an All-Star yet in his career.
That's crazy.
I couldn't believe that. Yeah. So Jamal Murray has not been an NBA All-Star. So, of course, I had him on the list. He's been a first-time All-Star.
I go Jalen Johnson, my guy from Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, I got Jalen Johnson on the list, too.
Austin Reeves has been playing pretty well. That's pretty crazy, right?
I got Austin Reeves on the list. He's been he's really elevated his game. And, to the point where LeBron is the 3rd option on offense now, right?
That's crazy.
And then you look at Chet Holmgren.
Yeah, I liked him. Has Cade
he's
Cunningham never been an All-Star either? Is Cade
Who?
Cunningham? Cade Cunningham, has he never been an All-Star either?
No, he was an All-Star.
Was he All-Star? Okay.
Last year he was.
Okay, I got you. I
Yeah.
thought they were in offensive team.
The thing about Chet Holmgren is that, man, he impacts both sides of the floor. Man, he creates extra possessions for this OKC team.
Yeah.
And with his shot blocking ability, with his steals that he gets as well, and he can step out and hit the 3-pointer. And another guy, the Detroit Pistons, Jalen Duran.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, he's averaging like 18 points, 11 rebounds. And his game offensively this year is a lot better, man. He's actually added some repertoire to his offensive game, which in years past, he's just been a defensive guy and rebounding guy. But now he can post you and get points in the paint. So he's another guy. Josh Giddey.
Yeah, had him down.
With the Bulls. I think year over year, he's a lot better this year. You mentioned Jalen Johnson. Norm Powell in Miami. I'm still scratching my head on how the Clippers gave him up, man. He's a bucket.
Yeah.
He is a walking bucket on the court, man.
Yeah.
And then Derek White for the Celtics. He's really stepped up with Jason Tatum out.
Yeah. You said Avia. Who's the guy that's for your guys in Portland? Is that him? Did I pronounce his name correctly? Is it how do you pronounce it? Is it
Avia is how I pronounce it.
Dude, I saw some highlights. I'm like, what? I'm like, you go Blazers.
Man, I hope I'm not going against Puka Nacua in fantasy. 12 receptions, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough, man. Anyway, hey guys, we went definitely over, even though it feels like it's only an hour and 30 minutes. And we started late. We appreciate you guys for putting up with this. We just having a great time, and it's Christmas, and we're giving extra. We're giving gifts of our presents to you guys. So,
yes,
you guys enjoy that.
You've been good this year, so you get.
You've been good, right? Shout out to Jill. Shout out to Marcy. Shout out to Gina. Everyone, like we talked about. Hope JQ, you're feeling good, my guy. And again, Richard, we missed you, man. Hopefully, we can get you in for at some point. That's always appreciated. But gentlemen, I don't know if we're gonna get on next week. If I do not see you guys, I'm sure we'll be texting. Have you guys have a Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa.
I'm free next week. It's up to you guys.
Happy Festivus for the rest of us.
Night.
We'll talk. So I know I've got. I'll verify something, but yeah. But we'll definitely talk, Rob, because if we're gonna make this trip happen, man, I think we need to connect on this.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm in.
So all I gotta do is get tickets. Is that all I gotta do? Is that it to get to you to what Tampa Bay Airport?
Yeah, come to Tampa, man.
Oh man, okay.
I'm gonna be on vacation next week, and all I'm doing is chilling in Tampa. That's it.
All right, we're gonna talk, man, because I'm
not gonna go to that Denver game.
No.
Oh man. All right, let's talk about this. I'm sure we'll be in touch because I need to make that happen sooner than later, man. But we're super excited if this actually goes down because Tampa's a great airport too. I love that airport, man. Back in the day, I think I was working for NCC with Scott Richmond. Flew right into Tampa. The airport, the hotels inside the airport, went right to the hotel. Everyone got the outside. I'm like, I'm gonna go right there. It was beautiful. It was great.
Yep. Yeah. There's a Marriott attached to that hotel.
That was great. I'm like, I'm literally. I got off a plane. I'm like, I'm going right. I was like, every airport should have that. Just have a hotel inside the airport. That's genius to me. So
Rams at the Falcons next weekend. Huh?
We got the Cardinals on Sunday.
This Sunday, but next weekend the Rams are in Atlanta.
Yeah, we got the Rams, and then we're gonna end it with we got the freaking Saints, man. As we wrap this up, man. So you know how that plays, y'all. I don't even know what's gonna happen. This Friday.
We got to return the favor, man. Y'all beat us the first time. We got to beat you.
Nah, you don't got to do that. It's funny. Like, hold on. So if anything happens, we can win the division, but we're still eliminated. It doesn't matter if we even if we win the division, we're still eliminated. That's nuts, man. You keep saying we're still in it. I'm like, what is he talking about, man?
Y'all are still in it.
Oh my God, we're eliminated.
I think if the Falcons win out, and what's the Falcons' record?
We're 4. Hold on. What the hell? I don't even know, man. I don't even care, man. I gotta look at this. The Falcons, we are officially 5-9, believe it or not.
So you're 5-9.
Yeah.
And the Falcons would need Tampa Bay to win this week over Carolina. Because if Tampa beats Carolina and Atlanta wins out and then Tampa lose all the rest of the games, I think Atlanta will win the tiebreak over Tampa. But y'all won't win a tiebreak over Carolina because y'all lost them twice.
Yeah, we lost them twice, yeah.
Oh, God.
So if Carolina beats Tampa, which I think is going to happen this weekend, then the Falcons are eliminated.
We got a big E if I'm looking at the standings on ESPN. So I don't know if that's true or not.
Oh, so they're saying y'all already out?
They said that we're like according to ESPN.
Let's see. I thought that if Tampa wins, y'all still had a chance, but maybe I was wrong.
They said we're eliminated from playoff contention. That's what it said on there.
Oh, well then you're out then. My bad.
All right, gentlemen.
Sorry for the false hope.
There it is, all the time. Gentlemen, hope our day is good. We're late. Have a good night, guys. We'll talk to you
All
guys
right.